Welcome to Earth and Us Farm.
I'm Catanya.
I'm Sophia,
And I'm Charlotte Cian.
And today we're going to take you on our adventure into an urban farm. The Earth Nest Farm is organic, and it's right in the middle of our neighborhood. We're on 71st Street and First Avenue in Northeast Miami. So come on in and see what we have in store for you. I bet you're going to like it. Welcome. Today we're going to take you into the Earth and Us Farm. Here you have an opportunity to see a live farm right in the middle of the community, right in the middle of the neighborhood. And that doesn't happen too often. So we have one of the only ones in Miami, a very unique place. And this is a wonderful person for children to ask all kinds of questions and find the answers, find their own answers here, actually by learning and doing and our project learning about the farm. So come on inside. Let's have a chance. Maybe you can find a couple of surprises, things you didn't think about, things you had to know about, and together we can all learn something. Your name, start your name.
Ray. And the farm started 33 years ago. It wasn't planned. I had my 4 children here, and I was trying to keep them off the streets and feed them right. And I started buying up the drug houses. That was the only way we could shut them down. The city tried to help me, but they never. They would arrest them, and they'd be out the next day. So we started buying them, renovating them, and renting them. And now they're this whole block almost around the farm. And my first thing was I had a vegetable garden because I wanted healthy food. And then we got a beehive because we wanted natural honey. Then we wanted goat's milk, so we got a goat. And then people started bringing animals and plants, and we did rescues. And 33 years later, we have a farm.
Wow.
Where would you like to live? A house, an apartment, a boat? How about a tree house? Here at the Earth Nest Farm, they have the unique building structures and houses and dwellings that happen to be tree houses. You know, when you're a kid, you always wanted to build a tree house. Well, actually, you can live in one here. That's one of the great things. The kids have the opportunity to come here, climb, live, experience, hang. These tree houses are 3 stories high, as you'll see, and they have everything you need to live in them. Outside kitchen, showers, living quarters, living room, and I think it's a perfect place for kids to really get these imaginations for where they're going to build, and their building centers, to sketch, and to think a little bit out of the box. So let's take a minute and look around, and maybe you can think of a different place you might want to live. Here, nature is your backyard, and imagination is at your front doorstep. These houses are all built and they're hurricane safe, and there are a lot of recycled materials used here. So this gives children an opportunity to think about structure, to think about creativity, to think about recycling, and to think about, you know what, thinking out of the box. So they come inside, climb up around, feel things, see things, experience things, and learn things.
Well, my sister wanted to live in a treehouse, and I built that for her. And now she has her own treehouse on another place in North Miami, and
Wow.
it's just really fun having different people staying up there. It's a really nice place. You can see the whole farm from up there.
camping anyone? This is also where you can live outdoors inside the tent. Not only that you have to live inside the treehouse, but you also can camp outside. This is the tent. These we have the ducks. It looked like the family. They're taking a stroll through the farm. Hi, duckies. Here
in our garden area at the farm, and one of the first things children get to experience is the composting area. Here, composting is when you take all your vegetation and things that come in your kitchen that you're not going to use anymore, and instead of throwing away these food items, you compost it. So in the garden, you get a lot of waste, a lot of vegetation and stuff that just the ends and leaves. Well, that's going to help nature. It's going to help it by becoming rich, nutrient soil. And here, the children actually have a chance to participate and see that process and make it their own. And if you look here, the first bin, they're labeled by different bins. The first bin that's just starting off. After this stuff breaks down, it gets moved to the second bin over here. We have the cat resting in, and it breaks down a little further, and then eventually it becomes full-grown usable soil, which is in the third bin. So we have these composting, but children have a chance to actually get dirty and experience themselves and see the process and come up with their own ideas about composting, come up with their own ideas about how things break down by actually experiencing it little by little. So this is part of our science section where the children kind of give us their ideas of what they like to do with the composting.
Here we're continuing more science. Have you ever wondered where your food comes from? Here in the garden area, children can have many of their questions answered as to where food comes from. Food doesn't only come from the grocery store. It begins here, growing from the earth as a seed. And here are some of the different vegetables we have. We have collard greens, we have pepper, hot pepper, we have baby spinach, we have the papaya tree, and we also have banana trees. So here children can discover many things as far as to how to take care of a garden, where food comes from, etc. Here we have wheatgrass. A lot of questions can be answered for children about how to grow it, what it's used for, etc. Wheatgrass can be used as a good source of fiber and nutrients, and it can be blended into a shake, keep you healthy. Also in our science area, continuing in our garden area, we have here like examples, herbs or little plants, and here are some of the seed packets where we can go on with our family involvement. It can be extended to our family involvement as to where children can grow their own little potted plants, and they can take these home and grow them for a few weeks and bring them back to class and talk about it. And we can also incorporate a community project as to growing a little herb garden or growing plants. That could be part of a community project.
Now we have another science learning opportunity. We're going to have a chance to go over and see some creatures that maybe we don't know so much about, but they also produce products for us. Let's go over and discover a little bit about the honeybees. This area is buzzing with excitement. On the farm, they have live beehives. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, beehives. And they actually make and produce honey. So it's a really great lesson for children in science about bees and colonies and where honey comes from.
People don't understand. They don't want to hurt you unless you hurt them or unless you show them fear. They're our friends. See?
Have you ever wondered where eggs come from? You eat them practically every day. And these are duck eggs. And we're going to answer some of these questions right now. Follow me.
Look at this rooster. Isn't he cute? He's Japanese silk
fluffy.
Looks like fur, yeah. I was there an hour
Okay,
ago,
here
they
we
weren't
have
there.
some chicken eggs. They were just laid today. Look at these beautiful turkeys that live on the farm. As you can see, this is a big white turkey. See the animals and get a chance to see them in their live habitat. There are all kinds of animals here. There are goats. See, this one's about to be a mommy, so she's extra hungry. There are baby goats. There are family animals. And children get to answer a lot of questions about where animals, how they live, what they eat.
Here they come now.
And here comes some more. Let's check them out. Ooh, okay, guys. All right, wait 1 second. Ooh, that was
Hold it up high.
okay, all right. That's an emu. Here we have an emu. They're in the ostrich family. And these animals also at the farm. There's a whole menagerie of animals, and here the kids can pet them and feed them and really have an experience of where animals how they live, and see them raised in a healthy environment where they're not caged. They kind of free roam all around the thing, around the farm in the area, and they intermingle with one another. So this is a really great in your neighborhood animals that may be considered wild, or animals that we may consider food that are at our fingertips. So I think this is a wonderful exposure, and a lot of questions will be answered here. So let's go to the rest of the farm. I don't have any more food. I gave it back to
This is the pig. As you can see, this is the music to your ears of a pig.
Pumpkin, pumpkin, pumpkin.
This is barnyard music. You know that song, Old MacDonald Had a Farm? Well, really, hear the sounds you get to hear and what they actually sound like. Does a duck really say quack? Does a goose go honk? Here you can hear the sounds, and these sounds can be brought to life, and you can actually hear the music on the farm. Gobble, gobble. We just had Thanksgiving, and you want to hear live turkey that look like it's already cooked? Here these animals roam freely on the farm. We have 2 or 3 or more turkeys, different varieties of turkeys here at the farm. If you look this way, there are a few more varieties of turkey. And there are also the chickens and the hens and the rest of the birds. And maybe we'll get a chance to see some more eggs in their egg coop.
This is the snake that lives on the farm.
They pretty
As
much
you can see,
on
his belly is kind of fat. He's 8, and now he's just laying there relaxing to be able to digest. This is a community actually where families and people live. They actually come out and they enjoy themselves. They have a lot of family involvement, and you can just come and enjoy yourself while you're here and just relax, as you can see that I'm doing right now.